Hello, everyone. On today's episode, we have Tony Jefferson with us. Tony, it's a pleasure to meet you. How is it going? Tell us about yourself, what you've been doing, a little bit about your business.
Okay, I'll keep it real quick. My name's Tony Jefferson, originally from South Carolina. Did 21 years in the U.S. Air Force. That let me travel all around the world. I lived in Japan, Germany, Korea. And so in the Air Force, I did IT, cybersecurity. Whenever it was time for me to transition back to civilian life, I knew I wanted to combine that love of travel with that IT background. And so that's how I came up with my company, traveling.com.
Nice. And let me ask you, so, okay, you're transitioning out of the Air Force and you decided to start this business. What did that process look like for you?
So the process I decided. So let me back up a little bit. I actually bought the domain. Actually, a friend of mine bought it from me because I had talked about it for so long. He bought the domain for me while I was still in the military.
Nice.
And I just sat on it. Like I tinkered with it, messed with it a little bit. But the reality is I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. So once I got out of the military, I started to get a little more serious with it. I had a job, but I come home and like I spent all my time just working on it. Then like about a year after that, they changed that position that I was in. So I didn't have a job anymore. And I said, okay, I'll take 6 months and I'm just going to work on this full time. I did that. And then I said, okay, now it's time to make a decision. We're either going to really do this or we're not. So I said, okay, I'm going to do this full time now. And then COVID hit. So I'm trying to launch a travel website when nobody can travel. We don't know when we're going to be able to travel. We didn't know if we were going to be able to travel again. But no, it was something I was really passionate about. So I just stuck with it. And then eventually it all came together.
Wow.
That's the long and short of it.
Wow. That is a lot of the struggles that we find when someone's starting a business, right? It's flushing out the idea, figuring out, how am I going to make this thing happen? Right. And what were some of the first steps that you decided to take once you decided to take it seriously and say, hey, you know what, I'm going to just jump in. I'm going to put my best foot forward. Like, what were some of those things? What did that look like?
Well, I think, at first it wasn't even really thinking about the business. It was, long story short, the platform I wanted didn't exist. So I built it. So I just started out with just building. I was coding everything myself. Well, no. So the very first iteration where I was just using WordPress and using like third-party plugins, just trying to get in the ballpark because all this was in my head. I didn't have it all structured out. I just had to see like what was possible.
Wow.
And then I got like the first shape of something that I liked. So then I scrapped that build and then I started coding it myself. Then one day I broke the site bad. I got it back up, tore it back down again, and then I hired a developer. Well, then there was a series of developers till I found the guy I liked. And then once I was sure I liked him, locked in with him, I had him tear it all down again and rebuild it once again from his build. And we're actually working on a new build right now. Hopefully we'll have that out soon.
Mm-hmm. And with it now, are people able to go onto the site now and are they able to book travel? Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes. So we are the traveling.com is the social platform for personalized travel discovery, which is a fancy way of saying travel-based social media platform. But the idea with us is most platforms are going to give you generic travel advice. We want to help you find the places that are right for you, the places that fit your travel style. And we do that by helping connect you with people who travel the same way you travel. Because the best travel advice is going to come from the people who travel the same way you do.
I love that. And do the people that go on the site, like, are the people that are offering the suggestions, are they monetized on the platform? Like, how does it work exactly?
No. So what we do is everything is based off your profile. Like I said, we want to make everything personalized towards you. So you go in your profile and you set like your travel styles. So that way, like anybody looking at your content, they're going to know what kind of traveler you are. You're going to fill in your countries visited. And all this is going to display on your map on your own personal feed. You're going to put in your travel picks, like your own personal suggestions for places that you would recommend or the places that you really want to go. Those will show up on the map too. And then you can just add content for the different places that you've been around the world. And those will also show up on your map. So once you're finished, anybody coming to your profile will be able to see like all your travels. It's not like going to your normal social media feed where, hey, I want to see your recommendations for Jamaica, but you went to Jamaica 2 years ago. Now I got to scroll through 2 years of posts to see your stuff from then. Nope. You can just go to the map, zoom into Jamaica, filter by then, and I can just see just your content for there. That's one of the things that we do.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And okay, let me ask you. So now you had this idea, your friend built or bought the site for you, right? You dabbled in it, you finally are going like full-fledged, full force. What does that look like for you? So are you like out there doing sales? Like, what does this journey look like for you?
Well, a lot of it was just like in-house, just building, like just building and building and building. But then, so originally I wasn't even really thinking about like the business side of it. So I think what really helped me out was when I started networking and talking to other business owners. And then I realized what this could be. Because like when you're working like in like your own little silo, you only know what you know. Like in my mind, it's a good idea, but until you actually go out and talk to other people and they verify that it's a good idea, I mean, that first off, that's just encouraging.
So
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, so you stress tested your idea.
Yeah, I didn't know that then, but throughout this interview, you're going to hear a lot of mistakes. This was not a smooth journey.
But you know, that's good for our listeners to hear, because a lot of entrepreneurs starting out think that, you know what, it's supposed to be this straight line. Like they see these people on social media and their business is doing phenomenal, but they don't realize that it's actually 10 years of grit that's been scrubbed from social media for you to see this nice outcome.
Yes. It's not easy. Like everybody makes it look like it's easy, and the hardest part about it is there's no one way to do it.
Right.
You have to figure out, like, I can copy the exact same steps as somebody else that did this and it will not work. Mm-hmm. Like you have to find like your own flavor or flair to put to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're right. You know, there are lots of recipes in a cookbook, but you can take that recipe and it still does not taste like that original recipe, because you are you and you're going to add your own flavor to it, whether you know it or not.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. So you built the website and you launched it. Was it like, what happened then?
To be honest, we never actually launched. I was building this long before I even thought about the business side of it. So we're getting ready. The site was live, but we never had like a go-to-market strategy or anything like that. So I finally put all that together, and we're going to do our official launch when we launch the new software update for the site.
Nice. So how have you been sustaining this idea or concept in the meantime? Like, are you working on the side? Like, what does that look like?
So I did 21 years in the Air Force. And so that is officially retirement for military. So I am retired.
Oh, well, congrats.
It's cool. Can't complain.
Okay, so it is a project that you're working on. So when you went out and you started to talk to different business owners about this idea that you have, they're like, listen, in order to bring it to market, you're going to need like a MVP. You're going to need like a viable product that we can see and test. And like, what did that process look like for you? Like between hearing that and where you are?
Well, actually, so I didn't have a problem with that part because I had the MVP because the site was always live. The site has always been live. I've just been adding to it, changing it, adding to it. So part of the thing was I have to have users actually use the site for me to test and find problems and figure out what I had to fix. But at the same time, I wasn't at a point where I wanted like a whole bunch of traffic jumping on the site. Like I had to be like really careful with my SEO to make sure I didn't attract too much attention at one time and things like that, to try like intentionally throttle the traffic until I got the site to where I wanted. Wow. And I forgot what your question was, so I just kind of veered off there.
No, so I was basically just asking, like the back end of it. So you have the website, and now people are telling you, hey, listen, these are the things that you need to have done, the business side of it. Like, what did that whole process look like?
So a lot of it was what I would tell any entrepreneur is start trying to get into like these free programs or even the paid programs that like help you and like kind of walk you through like setting up your business. And I'll be honest with you, not all programs are created the same. You're going to have to find the right one. And sometimes it's just about finding, it's not that they're all bad. You got to find the right one for you. But you got to get into these, you can't do it yourself. That's one of the biggest things. Yeah, you're a solopreneur, but yeah, you're not doing it yourself. You have to have some sort of ecosystem around you.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter where you are in the journey. You have to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, because you don't know what you don't know. Right. They say sometimes you rely on your own understanding, but sometimes that own understanding is not the right way. Like you were even saying in the beginning, like, oh yeah, you're working on this and you're developing until you break it, and then you get a developer in, because sometimes you just need that extra hand.
Oh yeah. Well, and part of it is, so like I said, when I started building it, like I didn't know what I was building. I didn't have like the business acumen. So I think the hardest thing for me to figure out was the marketing and messaging, because I'd never even really considered that. So once I figured that, okay, now I got to make the platform look like what I say the platform is. So, okay, now I got to tear it down and rebuild again. So if I could do one thing over, I would have figured out what my marketing and messaging was first.
And would you say too that going out there and finding an audience for it too, to know if people actually want the product, would be another way for aspiring entrepreneurs that are looking to also build their own platform? Do you think that's also helpful?
So in a perfect world, that's what you would want to do before you actually start building your business. Like I said, a lot of mistakes here, but normally that's what you want to do. You would actually want to go out and interview your potential customers and figure out what is the demand for this. The demand might be greater than what you thought it was. You might be able to charge a whole lot more than what you were originally thinking. But unless you actually go out and actually do that demand validation, you're not going to know. You're just going to be guessing. And it's hard to keep at a sustainable level if you're guessing.
And what are some things that you found that you didn't know that you wish you had known from the get-go?
Everything. Like I said, the messaging and marketing, that was probably the biggest one. That one took me a long time to actually get that right. Well, even then, even just figuring out like your business structure. So I think I really promote that lean, doing that lean canvas for your business, because that was one of the things that helped me out a lot. Because especially, so for me, like because I got multiple customer segments, and it's not just one person that I'm talking to when I'm telling the story of my business. So I have to include all those different customer segments or the story doesn't make sense. But until I actually put it down on that lean canvas and figured out what the different customer segments are, and then start matching up the different things to the different customer segments, it was kind of lost on me.
Wow. And how long did it take to map that out?
I went to a course. There's a guy down here, in Pensacola, and he runs a foundation called the Kesi Institute, and they do a course that goes through the fundamentals of setting up your business and setting up that lean canvas. And that course actually was the one that, mind you, I had to take it like 2 or 3 times. But once I got it completely figured out, everything else just started to click.
Wow.
Because if you can't tell somebody what you do or why
It is you do it.
or why it's important to them, they're not gonna buy. They're not gonna pay attention. They're just gonna blow you off.
Mm-hmm.
And I think early on, I just did a lot of rambling, just like a lot of word soup, blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
You have to figure a way to get straight to the heart of it.
Right, right. They have to know what's in it for them.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
well, it has to be all about them.
Mm-hmm.
You can't talk about you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one cares about you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you help
Absolutely.
me?
Correct. And that's where we are now. And a lot of entrepreneurs don't know about marketing, messaging, positioning, or any of that, because they are building this because yes, they have a desire to help people, but they think in helping them, it's telling them about the product and not telling them, okay, I built this and it helps you. Like, what about it helps me? Like they don't understand that messaging is huge.
Yeah, that was story How to Build a Story Brand by Donald Miller. He goes into about his biggest thing is when you're telling the story of your business, never make yourself the hero of your business. Make your customer the hero. And that is a hard mind shift for a lot of entrepreneurs everybody wants to be they want the story to be about them. But like I said, your customer doesn't care about you. They want to know how you can help them.
Mm-hmm. 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 Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, wow. How have you implemented that hero's journey, the customer's hero's journey, into this new version of the site that you're building?
Well, like I said, a lot of it is the messaging. Like our main tagline now is travel shouldn't be about the traveler. Travel should be about the traveler, not the destination.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to find a way to make the story about about the customer.
Right. I love that. And how long is it before you think that you will be launching? Like, what does that timeline look like?
We're almost finished with all the design work now, and we're starting on the development. So hopefully next month or two.
Okay. And how are you mapping that out?
Most of it's just based off of, I'm not going to lie. It's me. I keep adding things. The developer sends me mock-ups and I'm like, oh, well, can we add this and add that and add that? And I know it just keeps ticking up the timeline.
Yeah. But you know what? That is, I think, or vision, right? So when you have a vision for what you want, it's very hard to not see that vision through and just let the first product go out and then have people test it. And then it is very hard to be able to do that. And that could be also a control thing, right? So we feel the need to be in control of our vision as an entrepreneur.
And we should be. We should. You should be meticulous with it. Down to detail. I think that's so. I remember early on when I was hiring developers and firing developers, I think that was part of the problem. I know I was part of the problem because I wasn't specific enough with them. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of it, I'm waiting for them to give me the answers, but that's not their job. Mm-hmm. And I think, as an entrepreneur, it is your job to convey your vision to the world. Mm-hmm. It's not the world's job to understand what you sell or what you do. It is your job to convey to them why it is important to them to listen to whatever it is you're saying.
I agree. I 100% agree. And if you had to go back and tell your past self, something, what would you tell yourself, and what tool would you give yourself?
If I could sneak AI back about 6 years, oh man, AI is a game changer. Oh, it's just instant information right there. And I can't believe how many people don't use it, or just use it for making cartoonatures or themselves. This thing is powerful.
Yep.
And in fact, I sat there and I asked, so I've got one main Gemini chat that I just keep open all the time, and I just talk to it all the time. So I asked it yesterday, what would you describe your role based off the conversations that we've had? And he said, either chief of staff or But I'm saying that
Yep, it's real.
that's how powerful it is.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
once again, it's one of those things. But one thing with the AI, once again, I'll go back to that being specific, and you don't have to have it all at once, but you have to. It gets so much easier once you get specific about what you want.
Hmm. Hmm. You have to know exactly. And here's the thing. It's bizarre to me. And let me not say bizarre, but let me say it this way. A lot of people don't use it because they're afraid of it. But what they should really be afraid of is not using it. Because the people that are in their industry using the same technology, they're going to be light years ahead of where they are right now. And there's no reason not to use it. I think if it can make your productivity, triple your productivity, why wouldn't you want to use it?
Oh, even that. If nothing else, it helps you like stop second guessing yourself.
Hmm.
Like, if you're scared to like go to like a mastermind and bring up your idea, you can just ask the AI, "Hey, how do you think this will work?" And it'll tell you. It'll break it down. If you do a deep research, it'll give you like a whole research report on why you should or should not make that decision.
Yeah. I mean, it does a better job at looking at analytics than you do, right? So, why not?
Oh, much better. So,
Hmm.
and like, so one of the things I do, I use the AI to document everything about my business.
Hmm.
Got marketing plans, branding guides, and uh, go to market strategies. It's just all kinds of documents. Keeping track of those, like, so recently I changed like our one liner, which that changed like probably like 50% of those documents.
Wow.
But instead of me going through and having to go through line to line and change, I just told the AI, "Hey, which documents do I need to update with this new information?" Boom, right there.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. The power of speed.
Oh, yes. Like I said, I tell people all the time, if they took AI away right now, I'd quit. I'm not doing it anymore.
Yep. Yep. In our other business, we offer entrepreneurs frameworks, right? So we offer them systems and frameworks, to do a business audit and to look at where they are and to actually implement systems and voice agents. And we come across such friction sometimes because sometimes it's not really about the AI. It's not really about that. It's more about the fact that they're afraid to look into what it is they've been doing to see if they've been doing that thing right or wrong. Right?
Yeah, but
So,
but I think as an entrepreneur, you have to be okay with being wrong. You have to be okay with being wrong
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
because not everything you try is going to work. Because you have to experiment with things. Like, you can't just follow everything everybody else did. It's not going to work. You're going to have to do your own thing. So you're going to have to experiment, and some of those experiments are not going to pan out well.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's so many stories of so many entrepreneurs that are uber successful, but it wasn't the first or even the 100th idea that they had, right? I mean, it takes like 1,000 times before you get it right. But again, because we live in a society where you don't get to see it, you don't really know it. So that's why, I'm glad that our listeners who are listening right now can hear all of this because this is the main takeaway. I want them to be able to learn from others' experience and be able to get that one up.
You have to be comfortable with those mistakes. It's just, it can't, you have to be open with talking about them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yep, I screwed this up, but it's not like you took an L if you learned a lesson from it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, no, don't do this again.
Mm-hmm.
Problem solved. If you keep making the same mistake over and over again, yeah, then that's not great. But
Right. Right. Agreed. 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 And what are some of your main takeaways? If you could leave the audience here with like 5 top things that you think would help them, what are 5 things that you think would be the most beneficial for a young entrepreneur out there that's looking to like jump into the market, start something new, and he's been watching all these videos online, right? He's like about to jump into this entrepreneurial business, and he's like, you know what, burn the ships. I'm going all in on this thing. What is some advice that you'd give him?
Before that, though, I love that saying, burn the ships. I use that one all the time. But I think the first thing I would tell anybody is you got to read books. You got to read books. I used to complain all the time that, they didn't teach us this in school. They didn't teach us that in school. It's all in books. One thing, like I figured out, like people who make a lot of money, they want to tell everybody how they made that money. So they all write books. Just go read the book. They'll tell you. 2, you got to use the AI. That's the utmost importance. It's like a second brain. It's like having a co-founder, another co-founder. It just makes life so much easier. It takes so much time off your plate. 3, what would 3? Don't do it yourself. Find like network people, even if they don't even have to be like in your same vertical, but you need to talk to other business owners. Like there's a certain mindset that comes with being a business owner that normal people don't have. Like, and if you're not talking to other business owners, you will think you're crazy. So yeah, definitely get around and talk to other business owners. Figure out your messaging and marketing. Figure that out early. You should be able to tell people what you do and why they should care in like less than 30 seconds. And then if they don't try to give them all the information at one time, just give them enough that if they're interested, they'll ask you questions. If they're not, don't try to force it on them. That they're not, either you didn't do your job or they're not your right customer. Yeah, I'll let that be 5. I'll let that be 5. If you're talking to somebody and they did not get what you said or what you're selling, or either they're not the right customer or you did not do your job in conveying what it is that you're selling.
Love that.
Only one of those 2 options.
Yep. I love that. And how can our listeners find you?
Check out our website at travelingsession.com. All of our socials are Traveling Session, one word, except for X, which is travel_session. Yeah, check us out. The big thing we're looking for now is feedback. Like I said, especially like right now, like while we're in the middle of doing this build, like I need to know what travelers want, especially content creators, like what they're looking for. Like, make sure I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track, but every little bit of feedback helps.
Nice. Well, Tony, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you so much for being on our show. I appreciate you being here today.
Awesome. Thank you. No, thank you for having me.
Of course, it was amazing. Thank you.